Hello and welcome back to Milk It Reviews. Right, Bristol Parka. Right, it's newly released by 511. Right, it's something I've been waiting for to hit the shores of the UK for a while. Right, I do tend to be very particular about winter clothing. Right, we don't get exceptionally cold weather here, but sometimes it can turn quite rough. So I've been waiting for this to come out. Right, to me it looked like a bigger version of a Sabre jacket, right, I must admit, but when it arrived, right, it's got a few of the features there, right, but in all honesty, it's really one in its own right. What can I say about it? It comprises of two levels of protection, right. The outer is a windproof, waterproof, sort of nylon, right, breathable shell. And it is very breathable, right. I tend to sweat a little bit if I get too warm, right. I found that is an absolute minimum, right, with the Bristol Parka. On the inside, we've got a removable soft shell, right, jacket, right, which is great because you're getting two jackets for the price of one. Right, which I think is quite nice. Right, with any type of garment that's like this, where you've got an inner and an outer, right, and you've got lots of versatility, lots of flexibility, right, depending on the way that the weather changes around you. And if it's like you're like anywhere we are in the UK, right, you'll find that one minute it can be quite warm, and the next minute it could be freezing and horizontal rain and 80-mile-an-hour winds. So it's nice just to have that flexibility with you. Right, what we do is we take a run around the outer shell garment to start with, and then we'll work our way inside to the soft shell. The cuffs are Velcro adjustable, right, which is brilliant. Right, you can keep that weather nicely out. On each forearm you have forearm pockets. Now all the zips that you see are YKK. On the Bristol Parka, right, these zips, the external facing zips, are waterproof. Okay, right, now I've not had this out in exceptional rain yet, but I have had my Sabre jackets out in exceptionally hard rain, and I know that this type of zipper has never leaked on me yet. Right, go back to these forearm pockets. They are quite a size. They're getting on for A5 paper size, okay? Right, a nice action to those zippers. They really instill confidence, right. They're a little bit of a pull on them, right, but you know that what you're doing there is not only doing the pocket up, you're also waterproofing it at the same time. You've got the same going on the left hand side. If you're into logos and so forth, on the left cuff you've got the 511 monogram there. Move our way down, your hand warmer pockets, right, these also are waterproof zippers, as you can see, right, and then inside they're fleece lined, and you've also got your, excuse me while I get hold of it, your shock cord adjuster for the outer shell garment. You've got the same on the other side there. Move up onto the chest. Right, each side we have these, I must admit I didn't realise it had these. You've got these little pockets here. They are for microphone attachment, okay, they've got a bottom to them. They're about 2 inches square, right, and they're just to clip your microphone onto. Right, but each side we've got the hidden patch panels. There's that one. If you want to see the other one, I'll just whip it out. Do you know what, it's about -1 here at the moment. My hands are so cold, I'm even having trouble with zips. Right, we've got the patch panel there, the same on this side. Right, and also on this side, right, you've also got a badge holder that's built in, okay? Right, these patch panels, I think they are really good. Right, if you're anything like me and you get one set of patches, then the ability to have these patch panels, now this cross-references every 511 jacket and coat that I've got. They're Velcro detachable. So if these are being silk screened, or you're having Velcro attached to them to attach your badges to, or your badges are just sewn straight on, the fact you've only got one set really doesn't matter, because you can just chop and change those patch panels from one coat to the other. Right, we just tuck that away, just so I don't get too lost here. The main zipper down the front here is covered by a two-flat, storm flat system. Again, YKK zipper, double-ended, so if you need to unzip at the bottom so you can sit down, superb, it's there. Right, moving on to the side. Now this is something, I first encountered this when I got my Sabre 2 jacket. Right, and I absolutely love this. It's called the quick zip system. I still can't say it properly. Right, now, any type of coat like this, the length of it can cause you problems accessing your belt kit. Right, 511 have come along with the quick zip system, said it right then, right, which gives you this little toggle. Now, all you need to do is to pull that and it undoes. It's as simple as that. You haven't got to fiddle around. Right, the only thing I'd say to you is, if you're in that situation where you might need to access your belt kit in a hurry, right, it pays to have and if you're wearing the inner soft shell, to have that undone. Although it does come apart very easily, as you've just seen, you might want to keep that undone. And to set this up, right, you just literally do your latch up, bring your zip down, do the Velcro up, and it's ready to go. I'll just do you a close-up of this because this is really quite ingenious. Right, you just literally pull on that tag and it comes apart. The tag, you see that shock cord goes through onto the inside, and here's your latch. Right, and you just do that up like any quick detachable latch, and it's solid until you pull on that, and that just literally lifts that to release the buckle. Okay, right, very, very good. I love that idea. I loved it when I first found it on the Sabre 2, and they've carried it on to the Bristol Parka. Fantastic. Right, move our way onto the back. We've got a big patch panel, again Velcro detachable. Right, you can put a bit of 10x4 Velcro on there, so you can change your patches, or you can just sew them straight on silk screen and do what you like with it. But again, I say it's Velcro detachable. Right, and this also gives you a great big pocket here as well if you should need it for anything. Can't think what though. Right, but there you go. Right, come back round to the front. Let's have a look at the hood. I love 511 hoods. Right, when you do this jacket right up to your chin, this hood automatically pulls in nice and close around your face. Now you might want to adjust the volume. You've got shock cord volume adjusters on each side, right, and when you do these adjuster things up, whatever they're called, they do stay put, so there's no worries about them slipping undone. Also with the hoods, they have a volume adjuster on the back. Right, if I wear one of these hoods with just a baseball cap underneath it, right, the front of the peak comes to the end of the peak on the baseball cap. If I'm not wearing a baseball cap, then I need to reduce the volume of the hood, right, and that's done on the Velcro adjuster on the back there. It works very, very well. The hood itself, right, can be rolled up and stored inside the collar, or right, you can unzip it if you don't need to use it. Right, obviously reducing the volume of bulk around the collar. Even with it in there, it's not that bad, right? So, I mean, I've had some coats in the past that once you've rolled a collar up into the, once you've rolled a hood up into the collar even, right, you end up with too much bulk and you can't do the chin up very well up around your neck, right? But it doesn't affect this. Right, let's just take a move onto the inner coat, right, the soft shell. Right, now to remove the inner from the outer, you've got three poppers. You've got one here at the back of your neck. Right, all of these snaps, right, these press studs, whatever you call them, right, wherever you are, what we call them press studs here in the UK, right, they're all prim snaps, and believe me, when you do those up, they don't come undone. Right, the other two are inside roughly where your wrist is, right, and these straps, they stay attached to the outer shell. This coat, while I'm just doing this, it does give great versatility, like I say, to the level of protection that you may require. Right, many a time I wear the inner, Right, and now we just undo the inner zips. Right, many a time I just wear the inner, right, and take the outer with me, depending on what the weather's doing, okay? Right, so you know, it just gives you that bit of extra protection if you need it. Right, and it rolls up, the outers, they do roll up quite small, so if you're carrying something like a Covert 18 backpack, right, you can pack that outer up, right, with no problems whatsoever. Sorry, I forgot. This one, you actually have the waist poppers do up into the outer as well. My mistake, I'm getting old. Right, but here's the soft shell. Again, in its own right, an absolutely superb jacket. Right, I can't remember the name of it, but if you have a look on 511's website, they've just released a soft shell at the same time as this coat. I'm not sure, but I think it may be the same as this. So if you're thinking about buying the coat or thinking about buying the soft shell, have a close look, because you might be getting two together here. Sorry. The soft shell, superbly made. You've got nice elasticated cuffs. Right, the forearms have what appears to be a double layer across the inside of the forearms. So like I say, if you're anything like me, you spend too much time leaning on filing cabinets, you're not likely to wear your jacket out. Right, you've got one chest pocket, which is big. Right, it's coming down to here, up to this top seam, and it comes round to the side here. So plenty of room in there. Right, hand warmer pockets. Looks like they're sort of fleece lined. Right, and in there you've got your adjusters. No, you haven't. Sorry, I'll tell a lie. You've got a key clip. My mistake, completely my mistake, because your volume adjusters on this you do not have. Right, my mistake. Right, it's on the outer that your volume adjusters are in there. Right, the base again. Right, nice big zips here. Right, these for offering ventilation, obviously if you need it, and obviously access to belt kit if you should need that. Right, again, YKK zippers. I found that this soft shell on its own, right, just to show you the back, is an incredibly warm jacket. Right, I've got one other soft shell, and it's nowhere near as warm as this, and I don't really know why. It's about the same thing. It must be down to the type of material that it's made out of. As far as these go, right, the Bristol Parka, I say it's something that's not long been released. It's just down to 2 or 3 months ago. I think 511 are going to do very well with this once word gets out there just how good and versatile this coat is. Right, I think that it will do wonders for 511, and I hope that if they're going to do any variations of any coats at all, right, this is going to be the one that they look at making a few little changes to. Right, the only thing I will say, I've said this in most of my reviews, got no inside pen pockets 511. Just those little pockets, right, you can slip a couple of pens into. Absolutely spot on then once you've done that. Right, but perhaps 511 don't watch my reviews, or if they do, right, they don't want to put it in for some reason, I don't know. Right, sizing, just to give you a rough idea, I've got a 52-inch chest. Now, every upper body garment I've bought from 511, I've bought in 2XL. And it's given me that slightly baggy coat, which is good if you're carrying anything in it or under it, right, and you don't want to suffer the problem of printing through a garment that's too tight. Now, what I will say, with this Bristol Parka, this is a 2XL. Now, I find that this is just a shade smaller than the normal 2XL from 511. So if you're looking to buy this, you may want to think about buying a size bigger, right, if you don't want it close fitting. It's not too small, it's not too tight, don't get me wrong, but if you're used to just that little bit of extra volume, right, for whatever reason you need that for, right, you will find that there's not quite as much extra volume with this as there would be if you already own a 3-in-1, an Aggressor, a 5-in-1, right, or your Sabre 2s, right, this is coming down maybe half a size smaller than you're used to. Right, so you may want to think of just going up that size just to give you that extra bit of volume, right, which is something that can be quite important to us at times. If you're new to Mill Kit Reviews, please subscribe. I don't make any money out of this. I don't work for 511. I don't get paid by anybody for doing this. I do it because I've been using 511 kit for a good number of years. Right, I use it both professionally and personally. Right, I find that the build quality is superb. Right, the thought in design is excellent. Right, and I'd like to pass that message across to other people. Right, if you are looking for 511 kit, the review pages are the best places to look. Right, it's giving you an insight into what you're buying before you put your hand in your pocket. But if you subscribe, you will get either email updates on when the next reviews are being released, or when they have been released, right, or you're going to get it appear in the left-hand bar of your subscribed channels. Right, either way, right, you will get notification as soon as they're published. Right, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I've had a few messages recently. I hope you don't mind me asking. I hope I'm not being a pain. You're not being a pain, and I don't mind you asking. That's what I'm here for. If I didn't want you to ask me questions, I wouldn't publish the reviews. It's as simple as that. Sorry. Right, grumble over. Right, but don't feel that you need to ask if you can ask questions. Right, just do it. Right, if I don't know the answer, I'll probably find it for someone that does. Right, but thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please feel free to ask any questions, and have a happy new year. Now I'm going to go and have a nice warm drink and sit beside my open fire and get out of these sub-zero temperatures. Thank you. Bye-bye.